any case, we're gonna go into the My Little Pony micro issues.
If you make Cody grill, make sure he kind of screws it up because he lost 2 of our burgers today.
Try and talk violently behind my back when I can't get in the call to say shit back at you.
No mercy, huh?
One of those was legitimately my fault. The other one, the fucking cat jumped at the thing.
Wait,
I was
what?
in the middle of flipping.
How? Where? Oh, I see.
I hate that cat. No, I'm being serious. That little shit scared the shit out of me.
I hate you.
All right, but yes, we are going to go into we're going into the My Little Pony micro comics now. So let's get into the comic reading. Wow, all of this does not look right at all. Oh no, I see.
I have ventured into the void. I have seen what it has.
No, that's not it. Okay, apparently I forgot to actually get this sucker set up here. So, people, bear with me here a moment. While we're getting this set up, and I'm probably going to need a big cup of water here so I can make sure I keep talking without slowly losing my voice.
This isn't just regular darkness. This is advanced darkness.
But yeah, if you want to join in on the fun, we're looking at Micro Comics 3 and 4, Rarity and Fluttershy. Those of you in our Skype call, I've sent you links to a Dropbox that has both of them available to you guys, in case you want to follow along digitally.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Take this off of read mode for a moment because we're going to need to make sure people can actually see this.
By the way, Tokoi just linked you the actual link to the duck picture.
Oh, thank you, Tokoi.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that little glitch in the MLP game.
What's
sometimes,
that?
Sometimes when you after you play a game with one of the main 6 and you travel somewhere, the next game will immediately pop up.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So I can finish off Twilight right now. Get her 5-starred.
Alright. And we're going to go ahead and put our chat room here so you guys can also comment on the fun while we're talking about the comic itself. Now, again, bear with me a quick moment. I will be right back. Until then, our callers here will entertain you with shenanigans for about a minute or two.
I don't have shit. Try hard.
He's fucking weird. Yeah, I deal with this every day now. Stop it.
That's fun.
Screw it. They can all hear what I'm doing.
Ah!
I'm eating cake.
I'm glad I muted her. I would have heard that twice.
Louisiana crumble cake.
Hi, how you doing? Why do you drink chocolate milk like that? That's fucking weird. Will you not do that next to my tablet?
Chocolate milk.
Whoops.
I will kill you. And I will be justified.
You wouldn't kill me.
No, I break all your fingers.
No, you wouldn't.
I like drinking chocolate milk.
See, and I like potatoes.
Oh.
I like chocolate milk.
See, and I like potatoes.
I am gonna go get chocolate! Oh, he left the fucking place.
I like eggs.
I like turtles.
I like buttered toast.
I like trains.
Wait, no!
And
Wait,
we lost
no.
that boy too soon.
Cold Dust
What?
likes trains.
Yeah, we did.
Hey, you guys want to go skateboards?
Oh! Want to go skateboards? God damn. Fucking the cow.
Okay.
That goddamn cow.
Alright, I am back.
Want to go skateboards?
I am back, and I am ready to talk about the comics.
Want to go skateboards?
Alright. Okay,
Circuit, want to go skateboards?
No. But I am going to talk about the My Little Pony Rarity comic.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
We're going to talk about this dick.
No, we are not. So let's go ahead and talk about the My Little Pony Rarity comic with the story by Kitty Cook and art by Andy Price. And I always love these two together, especially the Andy Price's art. It's always has that hilarious... No, just the art.
Andy Dick?
No. Alright, but yeah,
Andy's nuts.
it always has an
He's
interesting
nuts.
title to it. Now, look, now as the comic starts off, we are obviously seeing Rarity as she finally finished her latest fashion show, and of course we have Spike and Rarity setting up for the entire comic story with her next show showing up in Canterlot at the end of the month. Along with that, apparently we also see Pinkie Pie gets into her voyeuristic tendencies, peeking into a dressing room.
Also, please note that in this shot, at least as far as I can tell, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Twilight, and possibly Applejack do not have credentials.
Applejack does.
Yeah,
no, Applejack, you can kind of see her. You can see the strap there.
I said possibly Applejack.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, that's
Well,
hilarious.
that's a princess. She can go where she wants.
Well, with Pinkie Pie, you can't really tell either because her hair is covering her neck where it might be hanging. But yeah, Rainbow Dash and Twilight, yeah, they snuck in back there.
That's fine.
Apparently, Dashi's not too happy with it.
No, they're not. And so, oh, no, wait, there they were. They were just hiding. Apparently, they just popped up in there a little bit later. Well, except for Pinkie Pie, we can't tell still. But yes, Rarity's going on in the comic about how she's got to still set everything up for next month and make sure it's even more spectacular than this one, of course. Those of you who know that if you try to do anything like this, it tends to be a massive, insane headache. Believe me, it is never easy.
I don't believe you.
So they decide they want to celebrate her successful show, but Rarity, oh woe and behold, Rarity needs to get things set up. She needs to make sure everything is cleaned and put away and all that fun stuff before she goes to the party. So off they go, and several hours later, she finally shows up, leaving us wondering what the hell happened at this party. Because so far...
Applejack's the bartender!
Applejack's the bartender, and also getting Rainbow Dash quite drunk. Looks like Fluttershy is being hit on by more than a few people, much to her chagrin.
Oh man, Trixie's doing shit!
Trixie's doing shit. Looks like Macintosh is being flirted on once again. The one thing I still can't figure out is the gator reference right there. Anybody know what the hell that's all about?
Let me see. Gator. Look at that.
I can't help but think it. What was the name of that movie?
You think it's Animal House?
Animal House? I think it might be an Animal House joke.
Ah.
I don't know, because, let's see, is that the fraternity, though?
It's like Delta Phi... I don't know.
That's Delta Theta, whatever X is. I can't remember. If X is even a thing. Is it a Waterboy joke?
Is it a Waterboy joke? I don't know. It seems a little off to be a Waterboy joke.
Gatorade. H2O.
Okay, Moonshine. Real fast, I'm pointing out what is up with the pony with the lampshade. Oddly enough, that's actually a lampshade joke, which goes into every single party. You always have somebody wearing a lampshade. Why? Nobody really knows anymore. I've actually tried looking up the history of that, and nobody knows why. Yes?
You know, actually...
I wear lampshades on parties.
Oh, go for it.
By the way, thinking about it, it might be a Animal House joke, because if you notice, they're also wearing togas. Pinkie, Octavia, and him.
Yeah, I saw the togas too.
Toga!
In fact, that's it! It's the gator thing is not the joke itself. It's just a Jim Belushi pony.
Huh. Well, there you go. We got a Jim
Notice the
Belushi pony.
stubble going?
Say what?
Notice the stubble in the hair?
Well, yeah, that's why it looks so much like Animal House. I was starting to wonder about that.
Yeah, so it's just a Jim Belushi reference.
Huh. Well, there you go then. Yeah, we got Animal House reference, and we took us forever to figure it out. any case, Rarity comes in looking like she got completely destroyed. And yeah, again, this is where I really love the artwork that is done in these comics. Just, Rarity looks completely destroyed and losing her mind right there. And Rainbow Dash obviously doesn't know when to say when because she's trying to suck the bottom out of the mug.
She's gotta have her pops.
Oh my god, what? Oh no. Moonshine just came up with an interesting theory here. Gator, apparently Toga and Gator are really close to one another except for R.
Maybe.
It could be Gator. Funny. But yes, Rarity comes in looking beraggled. Her friends obviously express concern, and she passes out on Fluttershy. As some fanboys wish they would.
Sounds hot.
Well, I mean, sometimes you just gotta fall asleep on the doormat.
Yep. So
Damn.
the
That's
next
why I
day,
fall asleep on Cody all the time.
I'm the doormat here, Nate is.
leave him alone. But in any case, the next day, her friends come together saying we must do something to save our friend from herself, and then force her to go into a retreat. Of course, so one thing I gotta point out is on the bottom left, there's actually an in-joke in the comic right there with the Farmer Rowdy Weekly Roundup that is there. Which we'll get to later, but keep that in mind. I'm just gonna throw that right now. Keep that in mind. So her friends are getting her stuff together. Again, we can see little background shenanigans as Rarity talks about maybe needing a chance to relax and rest will do her wonders. Spike obviously continues to be the pack rat slash mule slash abused person that doesn't understand that he is basically being used, and yeah, let's face it, it's Spike. Of course, the fun thing about all of this, other than the fact that Opal is actually looking surprised for once, is as they're talking about all the fun stuff that she'd be enjoying in the retreat, Rainbow Dash apparently succeeds in closing a suitcase just to end up getting launched in the air, thus proving that you can actually launch Rainbow Dash anytime, anywhere. What's with the honk there? Now, oh, I remember now.
Yeah, the vehicle.
Yeah, the vehicle. Duh. Okay, admittedly, that was stupid of me.
Which, of course, wait, if it's honk, I forget what vehicle it actually is.
It's
Yeah, that's right. It's a car. Oh, right. He has a little horn.
Yeah, it's a cart with a horn. But yes,
I'm Hong Kong Fooey.
But yes, the vehicle shows up and it shows the most spaced out pony you have ever seen. Obviously referring to the 60s reference that you would get on the front of some of the comics. Of course, another fun thing is the Rarity image that you see right down there. It just looks like Rarity with a smiley face.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And obviously I get the joke here.
Yeah.
Don't forget to write. And looking right at Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, the little in-show joke there, and of course, Rarity's asking all about the health and wellness center, Flaxen Wheats Wellness Center. Blah. But yes, as she's talking to him, we realize just how much of a hippie he is, because he can't say anything without sounding like a valley girl like it. And of course, we also get Rarity being bounced around. Because who doesn't want to see that? And when she finally approaches her wonderful wellness center, we all realize what a dump. And we also get introduced to Flaxseed's partner, Wheatgrass. And of course, the overabundant health food terms keep showing up more and more from this. Hippies, indeed.
Yep.
So, as they're talking, they talk about the Health and Wellness Center renovating spirits and minds, and they're still under construction and all that fun stuff. Rarity only thinking how nice it would be to just have a chance to relax. She gets introduced to her room, which which has probably some of the more interesting posters. Celestia Superstar. Actually, I didn't really see that one until more recently.
Pretty sure that's a reference, and I cannot remember what for the life of me.
I know exactly what it is. It's the Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, okay.
Celestia Superstar. No, it was a 70s. Basically, it was like Footloose in the movie for movies way back when.
Footloose, not Footloose.
Footloose. Oh.
Help me, Ooby, when can you be? You're my only hoop.
Wait,
Yes.
What's the poster below it?
Let's see. The baboons.
It's a Monkeys reference, isn't it?
It's got to be a Monkeys reference. The baboons. I don't know why I like that. But yeah, she's introduced to her room, which is basically a broken down barn with a skylight, quote unquote. And of course, she's sleeping in the hay. Most people would have realized it got ripped off at this point, but you know, it's a comic. What are you going to do? So everybody says good night, just to have a chicken screaming in her ear and waking her up. And if any of you know how it's like to wake up on Monday morning when you have to go to school/work, it's pretty much exactly like this.
Easiest Sunday morning.
I gotta agree with you on the art in this particular issue. Just right here with Rarity in her hair.
Yeah, this is really where the art really shows off. Just it's exaggerated to a degree where, yeah, you could tell it's exaggerated, but it really adds to it. It just adds to the fun of the entire comic, really. And of course, there's the one thing that I do have to point out. You do see Rarity's pictures there on the mantle. The Applejack one is just weird. I mean, that's the kind of odd look I wouldn't see in a picture normally.
No, that's the knowing look. Like, yeah. Like I knew exactly what I was doing sending you here.
But why Applejack? I mean, Spike, fair enough. Opal, of course. Applejack. Why Applejack? Any case, fanfiction inspiring aside, Rarity wakes up and of course we get the typical, oh, you wake at 6 in the morning? Man, you slept in late. I mean, in all honesty, I understand that sometimes work starts early on a farm, but God in heaven, do they have to keep making that dumb joke? Back to point. Of course, Rarity is introduced to her breakfast of dirt and grass and invited to a mud wrap, which apparently is actually her stomping in mud and compost. How was that for a relaxing vacation? So yes, stomping mud and dirt, and then she goes into a wine barrel stomping carrots and apples. Go figure, huh?
So dumb.
Yes, it is. But of course, she's raggled, destroyed, and she finds a jar of goops for main conditioner waiting for her, which of course she takes and enjoys. Anybody else can see what's going to happen here. Of course, we must move on. Next day, the milking.
That's like that's like my favorite face.
Yeah. There's nothing better than that
face.
That face just right there. It's worse. But yes, it comes time for the milking, and of course we don't get too much of that other than the face and the cow just sitting there. Then we get to the bees, which I admit this is a funny part here. Apparently, he's trying to distract the bees, and after he gets the honey, they are chased by very angry bees. I mean, he seems a little too happy about it, though. I mean, seriously, look at that. He almost looks like he's enjoying himself there. I mean, Winnie the Pooh would be a little bit more frightened than this guy.
I do like just a little bit of a, call out here by Rarity. So, how can you keep saying like, even when you're being chased? It's a filler word. Stop it.
It's a filler word, you idiot. Stop saying it. And of course, Rarity comes back to her barn at the end of a long day, and a big bath is waiting for her along with a milk and honey bath soak. And apparently she also has a chicken joining her for it. Which kind of makes you wonder a little bit there, but yep. Milk and honey. Next day! Rarity comes in, starts up, ready to seize the day. Sorry, this whole thing is a page long. And ends up having to go to Hogwarts gardening classes. I mean, seriously, you got basically, you got the Pet Shop of Horrors plant back there.
Wait, oh yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah, I might do a dub of one of these comics for episode 200. I don't know about this one specifically. But yeah, so along with Rarity finally meets the most handsome stallion in the barn, who ends up being the soy version of Bubba. If anybody gets that reference.
Shit.
Alright, Forrest Gump.
Right.
Shrimp. I love shrimp. Yeah, this guy loves soy. Soy inks, soy milk, soy candy, soy oil. Yeah. And finally, end of the day, another thing waits for Rarity. Of course, this time a hoof scrub. But she's had it! Too much manual labor, not enough actual pampering, she's pissed. Of course, she will complain in the morning after a hoof scrub. Because she earned it. So, Rarity finally starts packing up, goes to confront... Hall & Oates there. I forgot their names, so all of a sudden... Wheat and Flax. Wheatgrass and Flaxseed saying she wants a refund, and they can't. Apparently, they have spent the entire amount of the money that they were given, because lo and behold, the true reason is finally revealed. They be broke, yo. Not only that, they were flam and flam by, well, flam and flam. Blah. Sorry, my brain just kind of derped here for a second. But yes, they got flim-flammed, and they were going to lose their farm to Filthy Rich, who wants to build a basically Walmart wannabe right in the middle of their farmlands. Oh, the horror. And not only will it be horrible, they will have to
the horror.
The horror indeed, and they'll have to live somewhere like Ponyville.
No. I said horror. Not horror.
Yeah.
Little Shop of Horror.
Little Shop of Horror. But yes, they finally exposed what's really going on. This was just their last-ditch attempt to try to earn some money to save the farm, and obviously they didn't do so well. Because they don't know how to run a health spa, and they have no clue what the hell they're doing. If it wasn't obvious enough. Like... But yes, you can...
But hold up, Rarity's got a plan.
Yes, indeed! She's got a plan! She realized that all of the stuff that she received, she was making herself, and she suffered for the wonderful beauty products she enjoyed. Of course, we get a bunch of random hippie references right out of the middle of nowhere, which I really don't know why the hell that just kind of popped in like that. I mean, really, other than the fact that maybe they drugged her right there at that moment, I really don't know why in the hell they just popped all that in there. Anybody?
I'm gonna drug you.
Probably just because they had no other ideas, and they just went, you know what, screw it.
Yeah, why not? So Rarity decides, why is it here? What is going on? Tell us how. Apparently, she finds out they do sell the goop, which is really awesome stuff, and asks how. And finds out they're basically selling it like a lemonade stand on the side of the store. And of course, we also see Flaxseed slowly losing his mind to Barnyard Bargains and those eyes, always watching him. Seriously, that guy is wigged out. So she starts listening to their story, listening to their woes, and starts thinking, but she's Rarity, and generosity is what she does. So she decides she will help them. And apparently we also get the one moment where even Wheatgrass starts to wonder if Flaxseed is completely stupid. Rarity is here to save the day. Just the day? I think we need like a bunch of days.
And then, Wheatgrass is just like, God damn it, Flaxseed. Just, God damn.
Just the simple look right there is pretty much all you need right at that
Like,
moment.
please shut up.
Are you really this dense? And you can also
It's kind
see...
of no wonder they got flamboozled.
Yeah, really no wonder. But at the same time, you can actually start to see, as the comic is going, you slowly see Wheatgrass really begin to slide down on the why in the world am I with this guy scale. I mean, she was all smiles and laughter, and then little by little, you just see her expression turning to, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And apparently he...
No, the thought is, God damn it, if he didn't have that... Yeah, and you know exactly where I'm going with this.
Yeah, that weed.
Sure, let's go that route.
He's got the weed, man.
No, he was going for penis.
Of course, but... Look, there's something that's obviously blocking this guy's brain. It's either his blood flow or his weed. And considering it's a pony comic, we're just going to say weed.
I'm going to say penis.
Smoke weed every day.
You know what? It's for some during the night it's the penis. During the day it's the weed.
There we go.
It's the penis.
But yes, Rarity comes in, saves the day, and
right in the penis.
Starts off by going into her stuff and getting everything she needs to revitalize the farm, bringing everybody together to tell them what they're going to do. And we obviously see a few faces we haven't seen before, including the literal interpretation of a flower child.
Yeah, I do like the little joke in the background. If this were a moving picture, this would be a great place for a montage. Uncle Montage hasn't worked here in years.
Da 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 da. I can't help but feel the two on the right there are a reference to something though, but it's bugging me.
The one with the afro, I don't think is, but the one in the very front. Oh, now you've got me thinking. It's not Easy Rider, is it?
For a moment, I was thinking Starsky and Hutch, but maybe I'm way off the plantation there.
You know what? Screw it. There's a.
Fuck, I couldn't look up the...
Let me see.
Well, while he's looking that up, we'll continue on the story, and we obviously see Wheatgrass is slowly losing her mind. Integrity is like important, right? I mean, seriously, it really is hilarious just how far she starts to really get annoyed at this guy. At every little bit you go down this comic. Wheat grass, not weed grass.
Weed grass.
But yes, first thing she starts off. First, she gives them their mission. They must make their product as awesome as it always is, keeping their integrity. Next, they must fix their bottling process, which, in all honesty, yeah, that's kind of messed up right there. That is not how you do it. But yeah, Rarity comes in and saves the day and jerry rigs an entire processing plant, right, with one stupid guy running the whole thing.
Oh, sorry, almost fell.
Of course, it does run off clean energy, which everybody loves. Fluttershy, what? Never mind.
Ugh.
But yes, amazed that I am a little bit amazed that Rarity can actually bring up a machine like this. But yep, she brings a machine together to make their goops quickly and easily. And next, she talks about branding, which obviously they make a stupid mistake once again. But we already have our cutie marks. Duh. Next, so obviously they talk about the branding. Blah, 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 blah. They talk about the pricing. We obviously see that they have no idea how to price this thing. Of course, 4 bits for beauty would either be at a dollar store, but blah. So yes, 80 bits, unbelievable. Damn. So Rarity slowly gets their act together, bringing them all bringing them all together, fixing their product, and even their lemonade stand. Of course, they actually have their moment in the sun of showing Rarity off by getting a hammer. And Rarity not knowing what it is until she sees the whack a nail into the wall thingy for hanging pictures. So, moving along here, and look at, he's selling fancy now. And obviously, they go for sex sells. They get the big, studly soy pony that talks nothing but soy. And apparently, even Rarity is fed up with his shit. And so, finally rebranded, finally set up, they wait. And they wait. And they wait. Where that guy is staring constantly at that sign. Dear God, he's got to be on some really strong weed.
Whatever it is, I want some.
Yep. And apparently finally woken up in the morning by a crowing chicken just to scare off Derpy as they're trying to sell their product. Admittedly, though, that was a nice little shout out of nowhere of Derpy. So obviously, selling by the roadside is not going to help, especially when they're literally scaring their customers away. Except for the one that cannot keep his eyes off of the sign. So instead, Rarity decides to invite them to Counterlot for her fashion show, and they begin to sell, and boy do they sell. And of course, Spike does the jealous approach, worried about the big studly soy guy that might take his Rarity away from him. We anticipate that nobody will care about Spike nonetheless.
Nobody gives a shit about Spike.
Exactly. So lo and behold, the day is saved. They have earned enough bits to save the farm 10 times over, and they can continue to make their product bigger and, well, I don't know about bigger and better, but continue to keep it going and save the farm. Everybody is happy. All the fun stuff. And already they are being incorporated into fashion, into high society by none other than Photo Finish and also Hoity Toity. Oh, thank you, Brain. You actually got it right. And of course, he asks the one thing that Flaxseed asks, the all-important question: will there be fancy carrot sticks? Because that's everything. That's the most important thing. Fancy carrot sticks.
You need fancy carrot sticks.
Oh yes, you do. So yes, we get the happy ending. Rarity has shone through. And, of course, Twilight has decided that this would make a great letter. And Spike actually does the obvious.
Suck stick?
No, Twilight tells Spike that they need to write a letter. And Spike actually says, why? We're in Counterlot. We can literally walk 40 feet and tell Celestia about it. She's right over there. I gotta admit, this is the one moment Spike actually is completely correct. Why do we need to write a letter? She's right there!
Cody, you're muted.
Oh, shush. You know, prosperity and shit.
Yeah, for posterity.
I was just letting you know you're muted.
Actually, that's exactly what Twilight said. Letters are more personal and can be saved and indexed. So Spike still has to write the letter, even though she's right there! And, of course, we get the little joke at the end. Celestia gets her letter. She's grateful for it, but wonders why in the world they just didn't come up and tell her, because she was there and they actually spoke with her for an hour.
By the way, this bathtub design is ridiculous.
Actually, yeah, this is the craziest bathtub design I've ever seen. I'm not even sure how it would work. I mean, I get the waterfall aspect, but it looks like the water is going down below the bathtub afterwards.
Yeah, it's like basically draining out.
Yeah, but why that way?
She's a princess. I don't think she has to care.
I get it, but I'm not even sure baths would normally be designed very well that way. Or
it might be a shower too, in ways.
I guess so, but I don't know. It's just weird. And of course, we finally get the wheatgrass rage that we've been seeing build up since the start of the comic.
Would you stop saying it like every other word? Whoa, anger. Fucking Rarity, peace out.
Yeah. And of course, along with that, we get a short comic with Turnip Truck or Hayseed or Hey Turnip, this guy.
Hayseed Turnip Truck.
Thank you. Hayseed Turnip Truck, who sees Rarity and instantly falls in love with her. What else can he do? But he could only say hi and then dump a bunch of blue paint on her. And obviously, he looks like an idiot at that point. Have I ever washed a horse? No, but I washed a cat. Is that any different? Plus, it's a sentient horse. Any case, so, yep. Hayseed, we'll call him Dipshit here. Dipshit dumps a bunch of paint onto Rarity and then runs off with big tears in his eyes. So he starts to think he needs to civilize himself a little bit. So he goes to Counterlot and starts trying to work on his trade, getting more money and be somebody held in high regards and esteem. And thus he runs into Rarity once again. Of course, referencing the episode where Hayseed actually shows up. And, of course, he beats the crap out of himself because he made himself a complete idiot. Then, present day, several months later, Hayseed has finally succeeded and has a big enterprise all to himself. He's ready to share everything with Rarity, the pony he's been pursuing since the beginning. So he goes to her exclusive fashion show, and Spike ends up completely shooting him in the foot. I mean, seriously, this is the dickish I've ever seen Spike. This is terrible right here. I mean, look, oh dear world. I know that the whole point of this is supposed to be funny, but that is a dick move right there.
Well, to Spike's credit, he does not know the history behind this guy.
True. He doesn't, but he basically shuts the guy down, steals his flowers, and then proceeds to use them to try to lure Rarity. I mean, he doesn't know who the guy is, but that is a dick move. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, it's just that when you know this guy's history, he's even more of a dick. But, you know, as far as Spike's concerned, whatever.
Yeah, true. But, yeah, that is the tragic story of Hayseed Turnip Truck. A guy who has earned everything he wanted, but still can't get the girl. Because Spike is a dick. But then again, we don't know if Rarity would have actually wanted to share his affections or not. Who knows? But, yep, there's that.
Well,
So,
I don't know, because, I mean, I get the feeling Rarity is the type of personality to recognize that he basically did all that for her. I think she would at least give him a chance.
yeah, I'd like to think so. It unfortunately is a bit of a moot point, but the one thing I do want to point out right here before I forget, right here, the present day picture, that's actually the exact same image that you see way back at the beginning of the comic when they're talking about taking Rarity over to a health and wellness spa. So they actually tied this in pretty interestingly to the story of the comic. So yeah, a little fun thing there. So that is the micro comic Rarity story. Sorry if it was a little bit dry. Admittedly, I'm still working on trying to really give a synopsis of the story. I'm still working on it. But as for the story itself, I thought it was pretty good. It was definitely a little interesting. Obviously, Rarity intertwining with hippies, which obviously a big fashionista normally wouldn't do. At the same time, it does continue to work within her. Well, with what she's all about, with being the element of generosity. And, of course, the art, always a thrill. The art was always fun to look at. Just the extreme reactions, the little side jokes, trying to grab the different references that you're seeing thrown here and there. It is definitely a pretty solid comic, and one I enjoyed. Any thoughts from you guys?
Well, I mean, this was, obviously, it's take Rarity, put her out of her comfort zone, watch how she reacts, that sort of thing, and pretty much, how can, then she kind of sees situations. I guess in a way this, it does help kind of show off like her, essentially her, I guess you could say her element of harmony because she feels that she had such a bad time, she still felt the need to go ahead and help them.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
It is definitely a good comic dealing with Rarity, and
Yeah.
I don't think they could have come up with a better plot line, honestly. Well, I mean, they probably could have.
It would have definitely been really hard to improve what they did come up with, considering the situation of the subject. Now,
Yep.
I mean, there are a few things here and there that are a little odd, but I do also like the running gags that they had, including the just Wheatgrass slowly losing her mind with
Yep.
Flaxseed there.
Flaxseed,
Yeah.
Fucking stoner.
Yeah. But overall, yeah, it's a pretty good comic. So if you guys haven't read it, be sure to check it out. Of course, we've reviewed the whole thing, but I'd still say it's worthy of having a space in your shelf, either by compilation or by single issue. So let's go on to the next one. Admittedly, we are running a little short on time here, but I don't think that this one is going to take all that long. Now, I'm going to say it right off the bat. I did not like this one bit. This is the Fluttershy Micro-series comic, the next one on the list. Oh, that's weird. Hold on one second. Oh, no, never mind. I see why it's not showing up properly. Give me a second here. There we go. Yeah, for some reason it didn't reorganize itself properly here. But yeah, this is the Fluttershy micro comic, and I didn't like it at all. But which is even more surprising, considering the pedigree here. Now, bringing it down real fast, the story was done by Barbara Randall Kiesel, which I actually did a little bit of research on the story writer as soon as I finish this. And she does a lot of work with both Marvel and DC story arcs. And this was the only Pony comic story she ever did. But she had an amazing pedigree behind her. She did quite a few different Marvel and DC story arcs that were pretty well received. And I don't know, something felt completely off about this. Along with it, the art is by Tony Fleeks. Sorry, I'm probably pronouncing that way wrong. Who actually does a lot of My Little Pony cover art for the different comics. Action Comics actually has quite a few of his artwork designs. So, he normally does have pretty good art. In fact, right off the bat, the BronyCon guidebook? No, that's not right. The con book. The BronyCon con book. What was his art design on that? So
nice.
This is another reason why this is so disappointing to me, because it had such a pedigree behind it. But anyway, let's go ahead and go over the story here real fast. Now, Fluttershy is obviously walking around Ponyville with Angel Bunny. This is
making her way downtown.
Yeah, walking fast, places past, and she's homebound.
Faces past, and I'm homebound. Do.
But there's no faces. It's just places.
Places.
It's just places, though. No, there's no faces there.
You don't know that.
But yes, Fluttershy is walking along with Angel, talking about how wonderful things are and how she wants to visit her little woodland friends and do fun things with the animals. And of course, suddenly she sees the extreme. Now we gotta remember, this is not just an art contest. This is extreme art contest. And so taken by surprise, she suddenly swoops in with 3 faces to grab the announcement and run it immediately home. So why in the world did she run off with it? And here's another question. Why in the name of worlds does Angel Bunny have his own door there?
Because this happens all the time with Fluttershy, so he just made his own door.
I guess. But apparently she ran home! The surprise, the suspense, closing all the windows, all the blinds, and admittedly, this is when I really started to realize this is not the Angel Bunny we all know, love, and hate.
You mean hate? No love?
No, I love to hate. But I mean it, seriously, this is not the Angel Bunny that we're familiar with, because he's not a kind of an aggressive, snide little bunny. He's being genuinely concerned, he's smiling, he's being helpful. This is not Angel Bunny!
Yeah, and admittedly, the art for him is really off. Like, Fluttershy, everything else I've seen so far looks fine, but there's something wrong with Angel Bunny. I think that should be the subtitle of this comic. Is
something wrong with Angel Bunny, yeah.
Yep.
But yes, they start seeking out every single entrance and viewpoint from the house before she presses down the book. And slowly we realize Fluttershy is actually Batman.
You mean Spider-Man, because this is Marvel.
Yeah.
She's Marvel, not DC.
It's IDW, it doesn't matter. But, nope, apparently Fluttershy has her own chamber under her house of extreme knitting. Which is the 2 pages. Which, in all honesty, extreme knitting. She's so freaked out about the fact that she knits.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
I actually crocheted for a while there. I wasn't too bad, but I kind of forgot the skill after a bit.
Fag!
What?
You crocheted.
I did. I don't anymore.
That's
I can't
woman.
remember how to do it anymore if I wanted to. In any case,
yeah, I just realized what that one is.
yeah, we get a couple of references in here, including the Rainbow Dash comic reference that you see down below. The gremlin from the Rainbow Dash micro story. So yes, she hides all of her knitting art under her house because she's afraid that people will not understand her amazing art. After all, it is an incredible art that is beautiful, but also has a practical side to it, able to make things like chicken. Thank you, chicken cozies. That's the one thing that drives me crazy. Chicken cozies, really? But
first of all, what drives me crazy is you couldn't come up with the word chicken.
I know. I'm surprised that I couldn't do that either. But lo and behold, she wants to submit an entry to the art contest, but she'll be recognized. Then she'll be ostracized. Then she'll be victimized. Then maybe taserized, liquidized. I don't know. But then she comes up with a brilliant idea. A wonderful idea. She comes up with Angel Bunny. Dear God, Angel Bunny. I look at that Angel Bunny right there with the... That is not goddamn Angel Bunny.
You don't know that. You don't know what Angel Bunny does.
He doesn't look like that. That looks like something out of a Disney cartoon.
You don't know. You don't know that.
The more that I look at this comic, the more it's not just Angel Bunny. There's occasional moments where I feel like the art is just not there.
Exactly. That's pretty much what drove me nuts this whole comic. The art just feels off. It doesn't feel like it's correct, or it feels...
Then don't pay attention to the art!
I'm not. I'm going back to the story, which she just
realizes... Hey, at least it's a side comic and not a main comic, they fuck
Exactly,
off.
It's a side comic. So, getting back onto track with the side comic, she realizes she will do the art exhibit, the extreme art exhibit, in disguise. So, putting on her heaviest sweater and the latest Arabian veil. Thank you. Veil. She puts on the outfit and goes to set up at the art competition. And of course, she is afraid of being caught, but after waylaying the guards, she finally gets her display over to her position. Yeah, sorry, I my brain just suddenly shut down on words there. Me thinking no words. So she finally gets her exhibit there, ready to display for everybody, completely covered in canvas. And she exposes it to... How in the hell does she expect people not to know who she is? I am not kidding. This is the dumbest part of this. I can understand if maybe it was a big field of butterflies. I can understand if it was a nondescript pony. This is blatantly, obviously Fluttershy. She is covered in butterflies. It is knitted. Unless she is a crazed stalker. This cannot be anybody else. I mean, admittedly, the design of the design looks good. But it's stupidly obvious. If she's trying to disguise herself, why is she doing the one thing that would say, hey, this is probably Fluttershy's work? Or somebody who's a crazed stalker. I don't know which is worse compared to her.
I guess the important question is, as a bit of pre-spoiler, do they make light of that fact at all?
No, never.
So it just goes over their heads. Somehow.
It goes over everybody's heads. And I'll get to that in a moment here. But yes, you got Fluttershy, a Fluttershy statue, twice the size of her, just standing out there with butterflies all around. And of course, Fluttershy in disguise, thinking nobody will recognize her, is sitting there, and suddenly the art critiques come by. And this is also where I get really annoyed. I mean, I get it. You gotta have a villain. You gotta have somebody that's going to be antagonistic. I get it. But and all of them except for Fancy Pants. Fancy Pants, who has been very obviously of his own mind, who obviously doesn't care what anybody else thinks, who finds things fascinating and interesting. I mean, Fleur de Lis, I'll give him a little bit of that, but the one obvious person where we've seen canonically time and again who has been very open-minded, except for when he tried to have an unruly mob crash through Princess Twilight's room for obviously good reason. This is the one that they have as a crony.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But, they have him as a crony. The person who normally doesn't crony. It drives me up the wall because it feels like everything was ignored here. Angel isn't right. Fluttershy, fair enough. She's a scaredy cat. You can't do that wrong. But now you got Fancy Pants, a background character. And
being a bad guy?
Say what?
Being a bad guy or
being a bad guy. Being not even a bad guy.
Him at all.
Basically, he's being a bad guy stooge.
Okay, I have one major. In fact, no. I think I should hold this to the very end because this is a very large criticism.
Let's hold it to the very end. But continuing right along here. So we obviously see just how bad. I actually held on to the belief that maybe they just had Fancy Pants there just to have somebody around, but he wasn't going to be really sniveling and snotting and like, oh, poo-poo, and it's just going to be Mr. Beret here. But yes, Mr. Beret, we will call him Mr. Beret at this point. He goes through all the art pieces and poo-poos them all. He basically acts the YouTube commentator or the DeviantArt commentator. Your stuff stinks. Your stuff stinks. Everything stinks except for what I think is good because, dear God in heaven, if nobody else likes my opinion. Bitch. Anyway, moving on. We also see that Rarity has popped up as well, and
that one I'm actually not that against, because
Rarity popping up I'm not too surprised about. It's a big extreme art exhibit. That's fair enough.
And she probably realizes who that guy is, so she's and obviously Rarity has shown that she can have the tendency to basically go along with the crowd.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they start going after exhibit and destroying them all. And of course, Mr. I must be correct because damn it if I don't have my own artistic sense, goes up to Fluttershy's and then starts to destroy it once again. And of course, he even does the most engraving of insults. This isn't art. This is craft. My God. It's a
Arts
craft.
and crafts?
It's a craft. It's a craft. It can't be art.
Arts and craft?
I know it is. That's the most annoying part of this.
Wait a minute. No, it's not a... Wait. No, it's not a craft. You're not going to get anywhere on that thing. What the hell are you thinking? It doesn't even have wheels.
But yeah, so Fluttershy goes to defend her art piece. Maybe isn't it possible that they could have chosen humble materials to give an idea of the softness of life, or how changing is complicated and can start from such simple stuff? And no, how dare somebody have an opinion opposed to him? So obviously he starts to destroy her, asking for her credentials. And of course, it's obvious. You got all of these ponies there, and Rarity is there too. And she doesn't recognize the giant Fluttershy statue made out of knitting material could not be Fluttershy. It isn't until she hears Fluttershy talking right next to her.
Yep.
And of course, even Rarity doesn't look quite right in all of this somehow.
Oh, God.
But
This has
again,
slowly gotten, yeah.
but we'll get into that again a little bit later. So she recognizes the sound, and of course it takes an entire page for her to react to the sound. And then she finally puts two and two together. Butterflies! Or maybe the fact that the entire figure looks like damn Fluttershy. And, of course, instead of just...
Oh, God, that smile! What the fuck?
I'm coming to get you.
Oh.
Actually, here's the more hilarious thing. She doesn't realize that the big giant statue of a pony covered in butterflies can't be Fluttershy. It's the fact that she recognized Fluttershy's dimensions and puts them... and basically reshapes them under the obviously horrid disguise and realizes it's Fluttershy from her body shape. Basically, she matlocked what is obviously a duh thing. So, Rarity...
Way to go, Robocop. You're showing the World Rose Special now.
So, Rarity realizes it's Fluttershy, and...
Oh God, that second one.
I know!
Ah!
It still doesn't look
What is
right!
the art in this book?
So, yeah, we get the creepiest crap.
I can bite through the jawbreaker in one bite.
And your skull!
And also, Rarity displays her interesting fetishes by deciding she must strip Fluttershy immediately.
Wait a minute. So this very anime smile. Oh God.
Oh God.
Racist anime smile.
Okay, this comic is just fucking weird.
I told you, it is a very weird one. So, and then, Fluttershy is exposed, even though she was obviously the art submitter. Even though she was an art submitter, she's disguised. Suddenly, the great proclaimer says, "You're the one that submitted the thing," even though it was obviously you that submitted the thing. Yeah, try to figure that one out. So everyone is looking in shock, and at this point, I realize, yeah, they completely futzed up the character of, Fancy Pants. I mean, let's face it, that is the stupidest thing right there. I just don't see.
He's not a jackass. He's a good
not.
guy.
He's not. He's not a jackass. He's a good guy with his own damn opinion, which I loved about him. And this comic got it completely wrong. So yes, they completely start destroying her self-esteem once again, sounding like YouTube critics. Rarity, of course, say you should be proud of who you are and what you've created. And of course, Fluttershy doesn't listen to the voice that is encouraging. She instead listens to the equivalent of the entirety of the YouTube comments. Or DeviantArt comments from really, really angry, sad people.
There's a mix of good things and bad things, so it is basically YouTube comments. It's basically where they probably got half that dialogue from.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. So yes, all of this is going on. Fluttershy is slowly destroying herself to the point where she suddenly thinks that she must destroy her own
That
creation.
looks like they ripped it exactly from the show.
Yeah, they pretty much look like they ripped that off from the show. And she almost destroys her creation, which is made out of yarn, I might add, with a pole that might not actually do all that much, except maybe take off a couple butterflies. I don't know. I really don't know how the damn thing is strung together, to be honest. So, Fluttershy finally stands up to herself a little bit, like she has for about 5 different episodes when she's finally the main character involved. And then Celestia comes in, saves the day! Because she says it looks wonderful. It's a wonderful creation. And of course, look how amazing the guy backpedals.
The fucking backpedaling.
Yeah, see, if he backpedaled any harder, he probably would end up in another time zone. Of course, Flirty Liz is actually at least the only character that stands for the fact that she's a bitch and stays that way.
Oh yeah, she doesn't give a damn.
So I'll at least give her credit that they kept a character, that they didn't have
At
a
least
character
they kept
backpedal.
one character consistent.
Yep.
Yep. But that was probably accidental, and she's probably just there being a showpiece, but anyway.
Yeah, who knows. So, of course, suddenly the main 6 run in to also say hi.
Oh god, they all look weird!
They all look completely wrong, and how they know that she was there to begin with, who the hell they know. But of course, Twilight Sparkle realizes instantly, wait, that art piece with butterflies, it's Fluttershy! Suddenly saying, "Doi! Doi, you dumb mother idiots." Alright.
Well, you can't. Hey, you actually can't say that about Twilight in this one because she came into the room and immediately figured it out.
She's the only one that figured it out. Everybody else,
Yeah.
So, yes,
I don't know, maybe Pinky too.
So, apparently, well, who knows. In all honesty, all of them coming in all together like that is just kind of weird altogether. So, yeah, they all come in. They start to celebrate by giving her such praise that she's literally floating on words.
Yeah,
And
we thought the butterflies had some power.
of course, Celestia has to Celestia chimes in saying it's not who. You know, your artwork is amazing. Your friends are awesome. Here is your prize because we think you deserve the prize. And of course, we can also get the villain. Oh, the villain shudders.
Yep.
Oh, get out of here, you piece of shit! I'm gonna break his neck.
Yes, and then later that week, finally Fluttershy reveals her cave of immense knitting arts. And admittedly, I do like the Rainbow Dash in the knitted bat wing outfit there. Of course,
Yeah,
again, that one ironically does look like something out of DeviantArt.
Yep.
And showing off all of her knitting creations to all of her friends, and all the artwork still looks wrong, including Twilight, which that looks messed up. Of course,
she came out of the dragon's mouth, apparently.
well, she came out of the mouth. She looks like she got chewed by that mouth a little bit. So, yes, Fluttershy feels better about herself, and that is it! And I did not like this at all, if you couldn't tell. The artwork didn't...
I couldn't tell at all!
The artwork just seemed so off and random and weird. The storyline was just so Saturday morning cartoonish with... Well, not Saturday morning. Sunday school. Sunday school baseline storytelling. Basically having everybody be a villain until the one friend stands up and then everybody changes their tune because somebody says they're all dipshits.
G1 Transformers had more consistency than this shit. And that shit went up the fucking wall. They nearly pulled a planet in on us.
Yeah, and I mean, just the characters were completely wrong. I mean, Rarity admittedly, she does go...
taking half a fucking hour to realize, oh hey, this is my friend, it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, not only that, you basically had characters that were acting completely off of what they were at least what the show itself has canonized. Admittedly, they have said that the comic does not reflect the canon of the show if it goes against canon. Otherwise,
and
it's
that
soft.
is this comic to a T.
Yeah, it is considered quote-unquote soft canon, and this, in my case, this is a soft canon that deserves to be fired from the canon.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't like this. The storyline was weak. The characters were terrible. It made obviously no sense. Some of the artwork was laughable, which it pisses me off because it had such an amazing the person that actually wrote the story is known for writing incredible feminine roles in the DC and Marvel comics and is known for her storyline arcs. The artist still does amazing art for My Little Pony comic covers. It doesn't come together, and it hurts. This comic hurt.
It did.
In any case, my opinion.
I mean, here's another way to look at it. You'd be told, okay, here's your character. She really likes knitting. Go.
It seems like the author was told about who the main person was, or what the main personality traits and shit were. Gave him a random pool of characters to go with, and just I didn't even research each character they used.
Yeah, you probably would hear an echo because he's literally in the room with me right now.
Yeah, but I'm muted.
Well,
you
that
weren't there.
I don't know.
Now you
It
are.
might be.
No,
It might
I'm
be
muted.
the
I hate this
buzzing.
thing.
The buzzing might have been loud enough to echo through me.
Yeah. Well, sorry about the echo, guys, but yeah. Again, the opinion, the opinion, everything still stands. In my case, this is one of the few times I will ever say on anything pony related. Do not pick this up unless you just want to complete the collection or it's part of a compilation.
Yeah.
Just don't. Save yourself the trouble. Buy a better one of the comics. Buy any of the other comics. Buy anything else that's pony related, but not this. This hurt. This one was stupid. I cannot believe this.
I think half the problem is they still wrote more toward kids instead of thinking that that this is actually more toward teen or higher.
Well, they wrote definitely to a very young demographic, but they didn't follow anything in regards to how the show actually is. It was basically somebody that took a bunch of pictures, made an assumption, and did the standard, here's a 5-year-old, let's tell him a simple story.
Yep.
As for the art,
So-
I think the guy just had an off day, so the fuck it was.
In any case, anybody want to add to this, or should we go ahead and put this to bed?
I
Someone's
definitely
got it.
have something. I have a couple nails that I'm about to stick in this coffin, if you don't mind, because
Nail away.
what the fuck was this? I'm sorry. This is a joke. This is an excuse for money, basically. This is what you would find in a bargain bin at a comic store because people did purchase it, but then they
I'm gonna have
returned
to
it.
disagree with you, Sapphire. This
Okay,
is not
good.
an excuse for money, because this is a person who is used to writing for feminine roles for Marvel and DC, and was thrown into something that was completely out of their comfort zone.
Good point. But then I have to ask the question: why did they just? I don't know. This entire thing is confusing, and what I really want to know is what. I'm just speechless, actually. Okay, I don't really have anything else to say other than it's an embarrassment. And
Actually, I think Comet actually gave a really good thought to that right off the bat. This is a person who primary role was Marvel and DC, which is normally a lot more violent, a little bit more sexualized, and they're basically thrown into something that under traditional. And this is admittedly earlier in the pony fandom, before it really started to blossom into what it is nowadays. So maybe they probably did come onto this with under false assumptions, but it just feels like they could have done a little bit more research, a little bit more work, and they didn't. And the whole thing hurt. The whole story hurts.
You also have to think, Josh, that they probably had a deadline to keep up too.
That one I wouldn't doubt as well.
They could have been on multiple projects.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Literally, a person who writes for DC and Marvel are literally going to be working on just more than one project.
True.
So they literally were probably having to work with multiple deadlines.
Right.
So, and one of them being their more bread and butter moneymaker, they're going to focus on that more than just a little side comic.
Yep.
True.
Especially one that's not even entirely focused.
And of course, it also goes to show to point out that this was the only story that the story writer ever created. The Barbara Randall Kessel. This is the only one she ever created. So, Yeah, it might have been just either maybe she was asked to do this and decided to do it for fun, or maybe she wanted to try branching out and then realized it just wasn't her cup of tea. There's a lot of questions in regards to this, but unfortunately, it does still cut some. It doesn't flesh out completely, which really does. In all honesty, that's what hurts the most. That this could have been an interesting comic. It might have actually taken Fluttershy on a different story arc than what we've seen for several different episodes, and actually, see a little bit different side of the character than a pink-haired pony that is scared of everything and manages to finally get a backbone just to lose at the next episode.
And you know what? I have to say this, and I dare to say this, but this comic is an example of everything that's wrong with the current comic industry.
No, I wouldn't give it that. No.
No, I think so, because let me just elaborate a little bit. You have someone that's working on multiple projects at once, who has a notable pedigree, asked to do a guest story, I guess you could call this.
Well, we don't know if they were asked or what the story was behind it. We just know what they have done.
And it feels rushed. It looks rushed. If it quacks like a duck, I personally think that this will probably be for a good while, probably on the bottom of a lot of people's, worst comic lists.
I think easily that we could easily say that this probably is going to stay forever on the bottom of the list, because so far this is the only real bad comic that has come out. The rest of them have been good to great, but this was the only one that I have. Unless you're trying to collect, I don't really encourage anybody really picking it up unless it's part of a compilation.
You know what, Josh? If it walks like a moose, talks like a moose, and sounds like a moose, that's one fucked up zebra you got there.
Isn't it? Well, any case,
that's literally the best way to describe this fucking comic.
But I think we dragged this into the dirt enough. Our opinion.
It could have been better, but whatever.
It could have been better.
Shit was not in the cards for it to be better.
It could have been better. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It just wasn't in the cards. It does lend itself to a couple of stupid moments, just because we can at least get the Rarity rapist smile.
Yep.
In all honesty, we need to just snag that and put it on a Skype group chat or something. Or I just need to snap that and put it on the corner of the show one day.
I'm thinking about making it my own Skype picture, to be honest.
Go for it. Just a smile. Okay, there are some funny moments, I'll give it that. But yeah, any case, again, if you want to collect all of the comics, you're going to be picking it up anyway if you haven't already. Otherwise, if you're getting a compilation, go ahead and read it, but I would not actively seek this one out unless you're collecting all of them. Otherwise, that is pretty much it for the comic commentary. That was a little bit harsher than we normally get to, but in this case, it kind of needed it.
Yeah, it deserves it entirely.